Just wondering.
Oh, yeah.
11 o'clock.
Okay, and trying to find letters to the board. That's all set. I know the little zip thing is starting to get to where it won't hold the phone. That's why it's so far down. It's starting to, I was trying to put it up and it just stopped. So it's not dripping. Got right up.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul. Okay, good morning, you church of friends. All right, where's the noise? My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah.
I'm in the right place at the right time.
I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. Yes, it is. Your soul is welcome here. Hello, your soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome. Back to yourself, my soul. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. All right, everyone. Good morning. Please remain standing as we open with our opening statement, our statement of being. Together, please. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Thank you. You may be seated. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome everyone to Unity Church of Flint, where we believe and teach that everyone is a spiritual being created in God's image. We also believe that the Spirit of God lives within each person. Therefore, all people are inherently good. Unity, good. Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and Fillmorian theology. This is a teaching ministry that honors the universal truths in all religions and respects each individual's right
to choose a spiritual path. And we are happy that you chose to be on this path with us here today. Because here at Unity Church of Flint, we are committed to developing our 12 faculties of consciousness. Each month, we focus on one of these by emphasizing a disciple and a corresponding color. The spiritual idea for the month of December is life, which is the ability to interact and animate. The disciple is Judas, and he represents the cleansing of selfishness, allowing the life force to flow to every part of the body. The corresponding color is red. So this month, let us wear or carry something red to remind us that the life of God is my life. Together. The life of God is my life. Thank you so much. And it is so exciting to know that there is something else that belongs to us. Amen. And that's the voice. The voice.
Wow.
The voice.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you deliver will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby will give life to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked your angel trial? And you kiss his little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, the blind will see, the dead will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praise of the Lamb. Mary, Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule this nation? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The child you hold is the great I am. Oh, Mary, you know, you know, Mary, Mary, do you know?
There's something that I'm especially grateful for is I get to listen to him rehearse at home. I hear it all the time. It's wonderful. And there is such a, I don't know what the word is, but such a presence in his performance that really makes it all. I guess that's one thing that I'm very, very grateful for. And it's important that we share what we're grateful for, because the more we express our gratitude, the more we open the floodgates for there to be more for us to be grateful for. This is also the time where we can share how we've been using some of the truths that we learned either here in service on Sunday mornings or from our classes. So you can do one of two things. I'm opening the door up for you to share what you're grateful for, but I'm also looking for someone to share what they have learned and how it's working
Okay. First of all, I'm very grateful that I got to go to my granddaughter's dance recital yesterday, and I traded work so I could make it to it. And she had like 5 different dances, and she did wonderful. She's just a performer. She's wonderful, and plus the finale, it was really fun. But I also want to thank Ty for her help. I'm working on some things with my finances, and she gave me a bunch of good hints of what to do, and lots of help for me. So
Free.
that's something that I've been getting out of class.
for. Good, wonderful.
Besides, from Ty.
I am grateful for each and every one of you, from our minister to each one of you who fulfills a role in this congregation. I'm about to leave you for a while.
Again?
Hey. The church in Georgia needs me right now. But in addition to which, I expect to see more of you when I get back. More bodies filling these chairs, more souls filling this space. And that will be a wonderful blessing to our world and our community. What I learned in truth is that the more you have, the more you need to share.
Yes.
It's not just the tithe, because we tithe of our substance and ourselves. But this week, as I was packing, that's an experience. Going through the closet and you see stuff that I don't remember having that. Well, how long have I had this one? And I haven't worn that. And being able to round up all that stuff in good condition and give it away. Totally release it. I don't care who has it. I just hope that they are blessed by it. And we have a couple of channels around this church that help you to do that. Couldn't find Ty this week, but I found Kate. And you know, she has her own red concert So somewhere out there, we're able to share. And I'm grateful that the universe has given me enough to be able to do that.
Thank you, Reverend Mary. Anyone else?
My name is Tyann, and I'm real grateful. I have a lot of gratitude. I'm very grateful, first and foremost, to the God of my understanding. I'm grateful that He loves me unconditionally, in spite of myself sometimes. I'm grateful for my church family for throwing me a life preserver in a time of need. And I'm grateful that, what I have learned, some of the things I'm learning in the lessons that Reverend are teaching is one of the things that really kind of stands out is that whatever you give more attention to is what come to pass. And if you give more attention to negativity, negativity is what you're going to get. And so I've really been trying to divert my circumstances. Like we were sharing the other day in class about sometimes being in that vice grip and understanding that we're spiritual beings with human experiences. Sometimes when you're in that vice grip, it's so easy to realize, okay, I don't see nothing spiritual about this right here. And then flip back to realizing that it's just an experience. You're going to get through it. I'm grateful for those teachings because they shift my mind back into the positive. I'm grateful that I have 2 interviews coming up tomorrow. I have one with the security company because I think part of my militant wants to get back into a uniform. So I have one with a security company tomorrow afternoon, and then I went online and I don't know. Last night I applied for a job with Amazon. So I got an interview, pre-hiring, orientation, all that stuff tomorrow evening in Pontiac. And if all goes well, which it will, because I ain't got no drugs, they do the drug and background check. My first day of work, because they give you all that when you apply, will be January 3rd. So, I'm grateful, that even though I don't look like my circumstances, they sometimes I can sit there and they be looking so depleting, but I still got a roof over my head. I still got food to eat. I'm thankful that DHS decided to give me some food stamps so I can buy some food. So I'm really grateful that I'm learning a lot here at Unity. It's different from what I have learned growing up, but it's making a big difference in my life. And I'm grateful for you, Reverend, for teaching me.
Wonderful. Yes, great. Anyone else?
I'm grateful.
We're grateful to have you.
I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be back in the area again.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. An elder gentleman who I'm very good friends with had a room and was able to provide a safe home for me. And I'm grateful that I always have this family.
Yes.
To come home to, because y'all know I'm a little butterfly. But this is kind of my net.
Yes.
And it's a good net, and it's a safe net, and it's a loving net. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for even the really hard experiences, the shadowy experiences, to teach me more about me and my blind spots.
Okay.
And I'm looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking at them, and they're not as scary as I thought they were from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And once I get close to them and bring them in, they're just aspects of me that need a little more love. So I'm really grateful for my bravery to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, there's a lot to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for Jesus. I'm grateful for the family, the healings that I'm going through in my life.
Wonderful. There's a part in the message today that will specifically speak to that. So, yes, Joanne.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I had some eye surgery and it went well, and I need to do that for the other eye this week. The vision was actually considered legally blind in that one until they removed this large cataract that was infringing on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
That was this last week, and then I'll do the other one this week, so appreciate all your prayers.
Yes, Shirley. I'm just gonna keep you in prayer. And now that you got that done, do I look any better?
No, now you're scaring me.
Ray,
I'm just grateful I was able to get up this morning after the Lions went late.
I know that's right. Woo, Lions, yeah.
Man.
That was a great game.
And I've had a lot of time this week to be on Facebook, and I'm really grateful for the posts that Will put up at the festival she was at. And I'm really happy to see she's back safe.
Thank you.
It looked like a wild time, though.
Thank you so much for noticing.
thank you. Anyone else?
I am grateful for once again being here, I am here, and I am grateful for that.
Yes.
That's good. Thank you, love you, all of you, out, everybody,
Wonderful. How's my twin?
every day he's better. We have a surgery date for January, the 12th. We're having another surgery on the 12th of January, but he's doing better. He's doing much better. I'm hoping that he comes with me next week. We'll see.
Great. It would be nice to.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that. And we have a PT at home, and, so, I'm doing enough.
Wonderful, wonderful. If there's no one else, I'm going to turn it over to Annie for the announcement and the daily word.
Okay, announcements. The January, February daily words are in. You can pick yours up on the welcome table as you leave the sanctuary. Our weekly prayer and meditation is Tuesdays at 11 o'clock. All are welcome, and if you're not able to attend in person, please remember to join us in consciousness during that time, wherever you are. Tuesday and Thursday evenings, our church building is open to the public for narcotics anonymous meetings. Thursday, December 21st at 11 o'clock, the class Power of the Spoken Word will continue. This class will be offered on a hybrid.
Wait.
What?
No class this Thursday.
No classes in-
No class this Thursday. We have another meeting.
Oh, you have that meeting,
Yes.
that's right. Okay, so scratch that, we'll come back in,
January the 4th.
Yeah, January 4th.
So you have time to catch up on the chapters we just finished chapter 3.
Yes.
So the book, Power of the Spoken Word by Florence Scovel.
So you do chapter 4 on the 4th. That's how you remember that.
Yeah, there you go. And more of the booklets, the Advent booklets are in. We ordered more and set it priority so we had them.
And you will need them today. So if you don't have one, make sure you pick one up. Will, do you have one?
Yes, it's right there.
And, I'm like, no, and I'm holding it. I'm literally reading it.
If you're singing next Sunday, I think I have everybody's song titles. If I don't have a link for you, let me know. I don't have Deborah's yet, Ty, so if you could ask her to send them to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. And the church is getting a storage unit package. It's a wonderful deal. It's for our church items, like our extra tables and extra chairs, archives, that kind of thing. It's not for the members to use, but it's a good thing for the church to have. Sunday, January 14th, 2024, Unity Church of Flint will host a free Narcan training. The event is open to the public. The training will be given by GHS, and there will be free Narcan kits available for those who want them. Light refreshments will be provided, and it will be after church. So please come out, and there are flyers in the back on the podium in the back. If you take one around to your doctor's office or wherever you go this week. And this is a life-saving measure for persons experiencing a drug overdose, and it's it's really good training for anyone to have. We did a lot of first aid things and stuff and hard things with the bus thing, with the bus driving. And I'm have a flyer to take them tomorrow for the bus drivers party, because they might want to come and get on this training too. Anything else that I might have missed? Okay. Next, we have the daily word. And the word for the day is love. I feel blessed to share God's steadfast love. As Advent season continues, I give thanks for the steadfast love of God, which dispels the darkness of conflict and loneliness with the light of harmony and togetherness. Love is personal and sacred, human and divine, immediate and immortal. Amid seasonal greetings for joy and peace, I give thanks for the power of love. I'm a divine being bringing the love of God into the world. Through my words and actions, I am kind and patient, not so much, compassionate and emphatic, and encouraging and supportive. As I am blessed by love, I share love's blessings with others. I center myself on the Christ within and go forth as the heart and hands of love in the world. And from 1 John 4:7, beloved, let us love one another, because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. And now,
Excuse me. As we prepare for our time of prayer and meditation, if you have any prayer requests, please bring them up. I want you all to know I shared this with our class on Thursday.
I have an unspoken one.
Okay, thank you. Our virtual student, our classmate, Audrey Harris, made her transition. So we are definitely keeping her family in prayer. And especially all of us, but that was a hard hit for me as an instructor to get that news as someone who was so vibrant and so into class.
and so knowledgeable about the Bible.
Oh yeah, Audrey was my backup. And we're gonna miss her physical presence in class. However, she has to do more than leave planet Earth to get rid of us. We recognize during Advent, first of all, the Christ light. We recognize and are grateful for the hope that we share. There is a peace that passes all understanding that shines brightly within us, that allows us to love, even when it seems difficult to do so. It's not that these candles themselves do anything. This is an outward reminder for us of what the inside job is that we are to do. So to prepare for this inside work, would you join together as we sing the Lord's Prayer? as we center ourselves, realizing now that there is only one presence and one power. I now withdraw all attention from the hour. Whatever went on last week, last night, even 2 hours ago, breathe yourself into the quietness. Stealing your mind and your body to allow yourself the opportunity to experience the Christ presence. Give yourself permission right now to experience the Christ presence. Allow yourselves to hear that inner voice of God, that inner urge to move forward, that inner desire know that that is God tapping at your heart, saying that you are so much more than you think you are. You are so much more than your experiences. You are so much more than even your expectations. You are so much more than you could even imagine. Allow yourself to be open and receptive to the flow of God in every area of your life. To know that God is at work in your affairs. To know that God is at work. This is your opportunity to take your hands off of it. And say, Spirit, you gotta do this. I've done all I humanly know to do. I now give it over to Spirit. And I rest. I now give my concerns over to the presence of God. And I am at ease. I now take my attention off of it. And I can relax. Knowing that the harmonizing the equalizing power of love is doing its perfect. And for this, I am grateful. For this, I am at peace. And I declare this to be so. In the name and through the power that is in the name of our Master Teacher and our elder brother, Jesus Christ. Amen. And so it is. Please join me in the outside here. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers, take charge of what you're saying. See the higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that love is always there. Have everyone repose. For some people, this subject or topic is the easiest for them to prepare, the easiest for them to talk about. However, this week's reading, this week's word adds another dimension to this concept of love. And I'm very, very happy and excited to work with this because it's a little bit different. I want you to open your books to page 35. This is where we're going to start today. And balcony, and those of you who are watching virtually, I just want to prepare you because you're going to hear some things about love in this message that may be different. On page 35, it starts out by saying, cooking and baking are among my favorite parts of the Christmas season. Underline these first three words here. I especially like. I especially like getting out cookbooks, photocopied recipes, and handwritten instructions for goodies I make only around the holidays. This is one of the Christmas season's sweetest undertakings in every way. Now, knowing that we're discussing love, and this is our main theme during the Advent season, I need to bust a lot of bubbles today. Need to bust your bubble. Because as we are going to learn and as we're going to point out in the rest of the readings for this week, I want to go back and hit that. I especially like. You see, that is the misconception that people have about love. That to love something is that you especially like it. when we really dig down to the deep essence of what love is, love has nothing to do with how much you like something. Wow. Love also doesn't have to do with your approval. That's some deep stuff right there. Because most people associate love to something that they are happy about, that they're comfortable with. But I want to share with you some other things that we learned. Turn over to page 38 now. So with that being said, we do have to ask, what do you imagine at Christmas? Do you think of fancy celebrations, exchanging gifts, visiting family, being with friends, or quietly embracing the birth of a Christ child? This is where we really have to look at what our image or what our expectation is at Christmas. So, we've already seen that we have these different ideals, so there's these different images of what Christmas is, the fancy celebration, the exchanging of gifts. For some people, the image of Christmas is the tree. For some people's image of Christmas, it's the poinsettia. There are some images of Christmas, one in particular that I have, is that it just doesn't seem like Christmas to me until I hear Nat King Cole sing Chestnut Roasting. And there was another one when I owned the salon. Every Christmas, I had one client that would always come in and she would say it wasn't Christmas until she heard James Brown sing Santa Claus Go Straight to the Ghetto. She said at that point, oh yes, it's Christmas. So you see, we have these ideas of what Christmas really is. But when we look at images of Christmas or what we think Christmas is or what we image love to be, whatever that image is. I shared this with you last week, but I want to unpack it a little bit more this week. Whatever your image of Christmas is, it must include developing a relationship with God that involves you as an active participant in a journey of transformation. Now, there are three parts to that I want to unpack, and this is where you'll need to write some things down. Whatever your image of Christmas is, it must include, here's the first point, developing a relationship with God. Let's talk about this relationship with God. There is one thing that I'm sure all of you can agree with, that any relationship must involve communication. No relationship is ever going to work successfully without communication. Now that form of communication, that we use when we're communicating with God, that's prayer and meditation. Prayer is when you are speaking to God, as Emily Cady says in Lessons in Truth. Meditation is when you listen to God. Now see, here's where the breakdown of communication comes in. Some people want to do all the talking. Hello. But when it comes time to listen, that's where the relationship with God breaks down. We want to tell God what we want. We want to tell God what we want God to do. We want to tell God what's wrong with the world. We want to tell God what's wrong with my coworker. Oops, I didn't mean to say that. We want to tell God what's wrong with the people. But instead of telling God how big your problems are, I challenge you to start telling your problems about how big your God is.
Woo!
Because you see, the problem itself, the degree of it, the severity of it, makes no difference to God. It's a big problem because you make it a big problem. You are the one that has deemed it to be big. So in developing this relationship, the communication must be open in order for you to hear what God has to say to you about whatever it is that you're complaining about. But see, here it is why we don't want to listen to God. Because when God tells you, that ain't no problem. It's nothing. But no, God said, you don't understand. This is a problem. This is. God's like, no, that's not a problem. You see, we don't want to be open to God talking to us. You know how I know that? Because some of y'all don't even listen to the GPS. When it tells you turn left in 500 feet, you'll keep going straight. So if we have a problem listening to the GPS, that's why in order for us to have a better Christmas or a better Advent experience, it involves developing a relationship with God. And in this relationship, get this here now, here's the second point, it involves you as an active participant. You must become an active participant, which means there is some work that you have to do. You see, there are some people, and I know these people, they just want to sit back and let God do it all. They want peace on earth, but they want them to do it. They want things to be fine. They want things to be different as long as they don't have to do or exert any work. But in order for there to be love, you must become an active participant. An active participation, or an active participant in what? In your journey of transformation. That's the third thing. Your journey of transformation. Now, here's where it gets sticky. Some folks don't want to change. God, I want you to bless my home. Just want to use that. But I don't want to do anything different. God, I want you to bless my financial situation. But yet, I'm going to keep doing what I've always been doing. No, see, it requires some type of action on your part that requires you to change that requires you to transform, to go beyond where you are now. Because if you want anything different than what you are now experiencing, it means that there must be some type of transformation. Because as long as you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. Make sense? So if I want something different, that means there must be a transformation on my part. That transformation must first come from within. And seeing I only took those 1, 2, 3 lines and get all of that. That's why this is so powerful. But let's look at that next line. The sweetness of Christmas arrives. You follow me? The sweetness of Christmas arrives by, I'm still on page 38, in that first paragraph. The sweetness of Christmas arrives by, underline, highlight, do something right here, because this is some powerful stuff here. By letting go of any desire for perfection. Well, you know, I got to have the gift wrapped. Oh, all of the lights have to be hung outside and such. Perfect. Right. Oh, there's not enough lights outside. I got to do more. There's a house in Ann Arbor near my parents that, I mean, there's enough lights at this house that this house can be seen from space. He also has it timed to music. That the lights flash when certain music comes on and the lights blink in rhythm to the music that's playing. But you know the house I really like is the one next door to him. Because the house next door just has out in the front yard one sign that says ditto. You see, all of this perfection, when we start wanting to, that's where all of the commercialization comes in for the Christmas season. That it has to be done a certain way. I got to have all of these lights out. I've got to have it done this way. You know, around the Christmas holidays, that's when there's a lot of anxiety. Because we have that desire to make it be just so. The other part of this whole thing about desire for perfection, and this to me is the saddest part about it, is that all of the talk about love and compassion and peace on earth and goodwill towards men, why did we only do that in December? This is something that we should be doing all year long. But this desire for perfection says, oh, this is the time of year when we do it. So in order for the sweetness of Christmas to be there, it's about getting rid of any desire for perfection. And then, Carmen, as you asked so eloquently, what is perfection? And I'm here to tell you that perfection to you is not the same as it is to someone else. So you're trying to achieve your version of what perfection is. This person is trying to achieve what their form of perfection is. But this person says, neither one of y'all is right. I'm right. This is what perfection actually is. And then we wonder why there's no peace. on earth. Next paragraph. During Advent, and I'm going to have you right above that, during the entire year, because this isn't something that we're just going to do at Advent. You can meditate on the connecting power of love. You see, love is a connecting power. You see, we think that it's a feeling that we have. We already said that when we talked about especially like, that's not what love is. Love is a connecting power. Connecting what? Love is the power that connects you to whatever your object is. Love connects you, get this, to itself. Love connects you to itself. And when you are connected with that power that's not a feeling, that's when we have, as it says before, the sweetness of Christmas. Because love is, here it says, the glue that holds us together, both as humans and spiritual beings. There tends to be a disconnect between people because they do not know or they do not understand the connection between their spiritual self and their human self. You know how I know this? Because you have all heard it before. Some of you have even said it. Well, you know, I'm only human. No, you're not. No, you are not only human. As long as there is that idea in your head that you are only human, guess what? You will continue to always be just that. That's law. That's principle. When we begin to realize that I am a spiritual being living in a spiritual world governed by spiritual law, that's what you really are. But see, we can't get to that point because we have that disconnect, thinking that I'm not a spiritual being. We are governed by spiritual law. And here's the wonderful thing about that part. When we follow spiritual laws, we don't have to worry about human laws because you automatically don't follow them. Because Jesus said it this way. They questioned him, and I love how he was such a good speaker that he could take a criticism and twist it, throw it back at the folks that was asking him the question, and they had to end up going home, scratching their head, studying. See, they wanted to trip him up because you see, in first century Palestine, there was this thing called rules and laws that everybody was supposed to follow. And this set of rules, this set of laws was handed down hundreds of years before them. You probably have heard of them before. I think some one or two might have. They call it 10 Commandments. Yeah, the one about the movie. You know, they made a movie about it. They questioned Jesus and said, okay, you so smart. Which of those is the most important? Please know that. Share. Here we go. Love God. And the second is just like the first. Love your neighbor. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? We asking you which one is the most important of these 10. Jesus said, if you love the Lord thy God with all thy mind, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and if you love your neighbor like you love yourself, you won't do any of them other ones. It's just that simple. Love means, next sentence there. Love means bestowing compassion and forgiveness on others and yourself. Bestowing compassion. This is where I said we're going to build some new stuff. Might not heard. When are we talking about compassion? What does this compassion mean? What does it look like? Feeling. Compassion means feeling the feelings of somebody else at a level somewhere below the level of the head. Ooh, that's a good one there. That's what compassion is. Feeling the feelings of someone else at a level somewhere below the level of the head. Now,
Your head or the other person?
your head. Now, here's where compassion gives an entirely different meaning to the word love. Most commonly, compassion is associated with the feeling of the suffering of somebody else and being moved by that suffering to do something.
Well,
I feel your pain so bad. I mean, I can connect with you, and not only do I feel what you feeling, I'm going to do something. Where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah. Being an active participant. How can you be an active participant, showing compassion and showing love? Let's go over to, what page are we going to now? 39, the top of there. And we're going to stop in a minute. This first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. Underline it, circle it, highlight it, whatever you need to do. Love is, read it with me, come on y'all. Love is so much more than an emotion. As long as we're tied up in the emotion of it, we are missing the whole point of what love really is. That's why I told you earlier, it's more than what you really like, or no, I would say especially like. Because quiet as it's kept, this is only for people that is wrong. Likes change. As long as we keep love at the emotional level, you can fall in love with somebody and fall out of love with them just as quickly. That's because we're working at the emotional level. Love, we continue to say, is a force of nature, a divine pull into the flow of life. When we're working with the force of nature, I truly believe, and I've experienced this, you can love yourself right into good health. You can love yourself right into the perfect employment situation. You can love yourself right into the perfect financial situation for you. You can love yourself right out of debt.
Wow.
But you can't do that as long as you're operating from the emotional side of it. Love is a force of nature. See, did I tell you this is some powerful stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to close. We're going to close here because I got one more page that I want to highlight. You see, you have in this book a reading for every day of Advent. All I'm doing on Sunday mornings is just giving you highlights. Go over to page 41, and I'm going to stop. 41, and I'm going to stop. I promise you I'm going to stop. See, that's what y'all supposed to say. Don't stop there. Okay, 41, second paragraph. But the deepest truth of Christmas is about birth, newness. Come on, Willow, read it.
And embracing what's uncomfortable.
Oh, wow. Embracing what's uncomfortable. You see, from our previous conception of love, everything had to be comfortable. I had to especially like it. When the shepherds and wise men learned that the tiny infant lying in the manger will save the world, all were astonished. You see, they're like, huh? What do you mean? But then look, especially for Mary. She receives the news. Except for Mary. She receives the news. Mind-blowing news. You see, there's sometimes, watch this. Gospel means good news. Okay. For there to be a Christmas, there must be some good news. But what happens though is we hear the good news. And somebody says, what's the catch? We hear the good news. And then somebody said, oh, that's just too good to be true. We hear the good news. And then somebody says, but I'm going to be human. You see, this whole thing is about hearing some good news. The good news is that love is an inside job. You see, there's good news. And sometimes when we hear that good news, it's difficult for us to accept it because we're still working from the emotional side of it. But there's good news, and sometimes, let's look at the bottom, let's look at the bottom, let's look at the bottom. And I'm gonna sit down. I said that before, didn't I? I gotta do it this time. As you move through this Advent season, may you treasure all that is sweet and familiar. And may you respond to that which astonishes with Mary's prayerful awareness. As you hear this good news, there's something that I want you to do with that good news. And Ron's gonna tell you about it. I'm done. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna help you.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. While shepherds kept their watching o'er silent flock by night, behold, throughout the heavens there came a holy light. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. The shepherds feared and trembled when lo above the earth rang out the angels' chorus that hailed our Savior's birth. Oh, tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Down in a lowly manger, our humble Christ was born. And God sent us salvation that blessed this Christmas morn. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. That Jesus Christ is born.
Thank you so much. If you would, please prepare yourselves for our love offering. However you have come prepared to give, or however you have been directed by love to give. I want you to take that offering plate in your hand. Balcony. As always, you are more than welcome to join us at the homepage of the website and click the donate button to submit your tithes, your love offerings, your supporting gifts. But please, let us bless it by declaring together that divine love through me blesses and increases all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. I will say this, that next week, with it being our Christmas concert, the order of service will be slightly different. So if you don't if something doesn't happen when you are accustomed to it happening, it's good news.
Good.
Relax. Next Sunday, it's a party, okay? So as we party, I mean, we're gonna do things decent and in order. But if you don't hear this, blah, 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 at a certain time, don't get bent out of shape, y'all. We gonna have a good time. We've got, I think it's 3 young people that are coming from West Middle School with their instruments, saxophone, trombone. I don't remember what the other is. It might be a trumpet, but they are coming, and let me tell you, every day when I see her on the bus, she is so excited about coming and being here. So we're gonna have some new faces, you know, next week. I'm really, really excited about it. We're gonna miss you. It's not gonna be the same without you next week. Can you change the flag? It seems like we really need to have you here with us.
You might see some interviews here over here.
Okay. Today after church is our potluck Sunday, so we've got plenty of food. So stay and eat. Reverend Mary, as you are leaving us for a while, and we lovingly bless you on your journey and on your adventure. If you would all stand, and I'm going to ask Reverend Mary to lead us in the peace song, because we got to hear you, sing
That's right.
before you leave. And after the prayer for protection, I'm going to ask Reverend Mary to bless the food. Okay?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as before, and we all agree. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it be with me.
And together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Stay safe. Stay, remain. Bless your food. Hold on.
Yeah.
Father, Mother, everything, God. We thank you at this holy season, but in truth, every day of our life is a holy season. But on this day, we thank you for the gift of faith, the gift of hope, the gift of peace, the gift of love. And in these gifts, we utilize them in our life. And today, at this moment, we utilize it to bless the food that has been lovingly prepared and brought here, and we receive it in love. That it will nourish our bodies with just the right things, strengthen us to keep stepping forward, so that we may show the world that the star still shines in the name and through the power and the authority given by that name, Jesus Christ. It is so. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Where is that coming from? Do you know who took my two totes downstairs?
Oh, wow.
What two totes? It's totes with all the cloth in them, the